I don't know what it is. Some sort of weird delusion, a culmination of stress from days of little sleep and caffeine-spiked semi-consciousness. I can get pretty addicted to caffeine, but I'm not even sure what really happened last night, that moment when I left that conference building in Manhattan. Still, I remember everything. Sometimes I wake up with that warm, bitter taste in my mouth again, and I'm not sure whether it's some sort of reoccurring dream, but it keeps happening, and I know I've been going back for more. It's been more than 10 times a month now, since it started 2 months ago. You sure you have a ride? I rolled my eyes back. Dude, just leave already. My colleague retorted. It's midnight, kid, and this is New York City. Pretty shady stuff can happen in the city. I tapped my watch. Julie will be here in 15 minutes and my sis is always on time. I'll be fine. He got into his cab, flashing me an annoyed look. Alright, try not to get mugged out there. See you later, kid. Whatever, Chad. I watched this taxi maneuver around the parking lot, then screech down the street. Then, it was just me, alone in a deserted parking lot. Everyone had already left. There weren't any public benches of any sort, and soon I got bored standing and waiting. First, I played Candy Crush, but my phone shut off somehow after 5 minutes, though I remember charging it full that morning. With nothing else to do, I started looking around. Just 10 feet away, I noticed a large, blue and lime green vending machine that I hadn't seen before. Must not have paid attention, and thought that since there was nothing else to do, I'd waste $1 buying some overpriced snack just to pass the time. Julie was taking a long freaking time to get here anyway. It was a really weirdly designed machine, with all these carnival lights and little kid button things like a clown-themed Nintendo game on crack. Like it was marketed to 6-year-olds who liked tie-dye and an overdose of colours. Across the top, it said, "The all-new improved universal beverage and snack machine," in large, bold, capital font. On the right side, it looked normal, with a bunch of letter buttons, a coin slot, and the place where you get the change from. There was a compartment that the cups and drinks probably came out of, and a push-in safety door that you'd see on most snack vending machines. On the left, it got pretty confusing. What the heck did USAM stand for anyway? Or BRI and CADA for that matter? It was just a weird menu list in varying colours and fonts, and there were columns and columns of stuff, and I still have no idea what they meant. I'm guessing they all stood for something, and whoever designed the stupid machine just needed more space. Whoever designed the thing must have been a raging sociopath too, because everything was extremely overpriced. Apparently, USAM cost $21,000. I thought I had miscounted the zeros or something, but I checked it a few times and that's exactly what it said. Is stuff seriously more expensive in the city? Or has inflation suddenly gone up when I wasn't paying attention? Rusa was $10,000 as well. Cena was cheaper, about $1,000, and IDA was $500. I looked through the list and found one I could actually pay for. KNYA, $5. I unfolded the paper bill from my wallet and shoved it in the dollar slot. The machine buzzed for a second, and then the screen blinked, flashing out, "Payment accepted." I pushed out the letter buttons to spell out KNYA and hesitated. I was probably just wasting money. Out of boredom too, which makes doing all this pretty pointless. Julie was probably going to be here any minute now, but I already stuck with it so far, and who knows if the terrible machine would give my money back, so I pressed the button marked confirm. Now, I'm not making this part up, I swear. I heard a gunshot and a child screaming and screaming and screaming. I stood there in shock, my hand still on the button, and the machine started to move, vibrating and grinding and churning and gurgling like a washing machine with a brick thrown into it. Thunk. A paper cup dropped onto the cup compartment, and the screaming didn't stop. Just screaming and pleading and never-ending screaming. There was choking sounds, and suddenly there was red. So much red, like cherry soda, but thicker and redder as it poured out in gallons and gallons into the cup and overflowed and kept going, frothing down the side of the machine and pooling around my shoes. Red liquid that smelled like blood. It didn't seem like it was going to stop. I just stood there and shut my eyes and tried to stop hearing it as well. But the screaming just wouldn't stop and kept going and going. There was a gasping sound, and then there was nothing but the trickling of the machine. Drip, drip, drip. Then silence. I opened my eyes. I was standing in a pool of blood in front of that vending machine, my hand on the bloodied cardboard cup still in its compartment. On its side, in slanted, orange, bubbly writing, it said, "Kenya, exotic new taste, at the greatest prices, brought to you fresh," with cartoons of trees and animals and stick figures. I felt like I was going to vomit. Then there was a rattle, and I heard the thud of other parts dropping down within the bottom of the vending machine, probably against the snack door. I didn't even need to look to know what they were. The machine shuddered again, a belated, final groan. Plop. A small splash, and a few drops dripped out of the cup and ran down the sides of my hands. I picked up the cup. Floating on the surface, staring back at me before sinking down, was a human eye. 45 minutes later, I was in the front seat of Julie's car. "Sorry about being late, bro. There was a weird power outage and the streetlights and traffic lights stopped working. I would have called, but my phone's not working." I stayed silent. "I know you're mad, but I got here as fast as I could." She glanced at me quickly, then made a turn, staring dispassionately forward. "So, are you going to finish that coffee or what?"